movement, but as a mirror to the soul of our nation, a nation broken by brutality, a people bruised by brutality, and a generation betrayed by those who swore to protect and serve them. FBI movement is not a militia. We are not terrorists. We are not criminals. We are zealous, dedicated citizens. We are students, farmers, workers, parents, youth. We are Kenyans. We don't carry guns. We carry truth. We don't plant bombs. We plant ideas. We do not loot, we liberate. We fight with words, unity, with vision, not violence. The real terrorism is found in brutality, in policies that starve the poor Kenyans, in bullets fired to minors, in corruption that kills hospitals, schools, universities, and farms. FBI fight brutality. FBI expose impunity. FBI stands for justice, dignity, and peaceful resistance. Don't fear us. Join us. This is your fight too. Fighting brutality and impunity, bound by oath, driven by duty, and committed to rescue our beloved nation. When we say we are fighting brutality and impunity, we are speaking of systemic oppression and exploitation carried out not with weapons, but with pens, policies, silence, deceit, and betrayal. We are done being silent, and therefore we say enough is enough. Brutality is not just physical. It is economic brutality. It is institutional brutality. It is structural brutality. It is deliberate and even spiritual brutality. FBI, we stand for enforced governance, constitutional, and adherence to the rule of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, FBI, we stand for transparency and accountability that we are calling for our leaders to do so. Zero tolerance to corruption, zero tolerance to impunity and nepotism that is all over. Efficiency and effectiveness in our public service, an end to nepotism and impunity in our government system. Participation of governance or in governance as the people of Kenya, as it is provided by the Constitution. Equity and inclusivity of the Kenyan people in making decisions. Responsiveness of the government system. Integrity that is ruining this country. We are strategic in vision. We are here to fight police brutality, where fear, where tear gas and bullets replace dialogue, and baton silence peaceful chants, where a young, vibrant generation, Gen Z, is dragged to court and charged with terrorism simply for demanding a better Kenya for all. Protesting is not injustices, it's not terrorism, it's patriotism. We are here to fight all manner of brutality, of weaponization and misuse of security agencies, forcing officers to act unlawfully by shooting innocent Kenyans to protect corrupt elite as they auction our 27 trillion worth of natural resources, minerals, and energy resources. We are here to fight brutality and impunity on uniformed officers through poor welfare, low wages, and neglected medical care, mental health care, where an average salary of a police officer is 15,000 Kenya shillings, while their lives and integrity are sacrificed in committee for consequences of unlawful command given by those people who are seated in the offices and exercising impunity. We are here to fight brutality on our military, large profession being scrapped as they suffer squeezed excessively taxes, salaries, and punitive taxes, and the removal of food allowances while deployed. And the question is, who takes the monies when our military officers and personnel get deployed? A government that doesn't prioritize security, we say, and their operators to protect its citizens is illegitimate government and an enterprise of criminals. Therefore, the young people are not the criminals and are not the terrorists. We are here to fight unemployment brutality, economic brutality, where taxes multiply but salaries don't, where the cost of living raises but dignity falls, where you are taxed for being alive, taxed for dying, and taxed even in your sleeping time. We are here to fight paying bills brutality. Every day, business owners, contractors, suppliers, farmers, innovators, and suffering depression silently because of government unpaid bills, while the leaders we elected enjoy huge increased salaries, allowances, and sit in big offices, intimidating the Kenyan people. Ladies and gentlemen, paying bills aren't the numbers, it's not just numbers. They are stolen futures of millions. Paying bills is not paperwork. They are people's lives held hostage. The government owes over Kenya shillings 600 billion in verified unpaid bills. How can you steal from Kenyans and mock them with empty empowerment program meant to lure the Kenyan people? How can billions be spent building church in State House while Kenyans suffer in paying bills? This is not a financial delay. This is economic warfare. And we say enough is enough. We are here to fight education brutality, where free education is a myth, and students drown in help debts before they can even start dreaming to start life. We are here to fight healthcare brutality, where hospitals is becoming place of despair, not hearing where the sick are asked for money before they are even attended, where dying poor is easier than living broke. We are here to fight brutality in no manner. Access to government health services has been denied to many of us who aren't registered up to the date to SHA. Payments, as recent scandal has exposed, frowned by 40 health facilities under the new Service Health Authority. This is the truth, face of health brutality, corruption, feeding on the sick Kenyan people. Healthcare should be a right and not a privilege to our Kenyan people, as is provided by our constitution. Yet, medicine is missing, doctors strike, and the poor die waiting in the queue to be attended. We are here to fight payslip brutality, where your salary is swallowed by deductions until you are left without nothing. We are here to fight brutality disguised as dialogue, where compensation for extrajudicial killing is used as a scheme and a way to lure the Kenyans' silence. We are here to fight agricultural brutality, where our farmers are betrayed. A court in Kirugoya has already stopped duty-free rice imports meant to kill Mwea farmers' livelihoods. The sugar sector, too, is strangled by imports, leaving sugarcane farmers in poverty. This is deliberate sabotage of Kenyan farmers and economy. From soil to struggle, our farmers deserve justice. We must continue to fight the impunity. We are here to fight foreign policy brutality. The government secretly grants sweeping privileges and immunities to foreign entities like the Global Center on Adoption GCA without accountability on public participation. Who benefits? Certain, not the Kenyan people. We are here to fight economic sabotage disguised as privatization, like the secret attempt to privatize the Kenyan pipeline company, KPC, which the High Court has now stopped national asset, must never be auctioned off behind closed doors without the involvement of Kenyan people. We are here to fight impunity and brutality against small traders, bodabodas riders, mamambogas who were deceived by false promise of pesa mfukoni by this regime that is wrong to its own citizens. Let us be clear. Police are not our enemies. They are our fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and neighbors. They take coerced and lawful orders from the real enemies, the political class in this regime, who hide behind them in uniform and laws that they don't follow, not even the constitution they follow. We say the political elite stop weaponizing poverty as a neocolonialism demeanor. Stop weaponizing. The police stop killing dreams. Enough is enough. We have hundreds of young men unlawfully detained under fabricated terrorism act as a witness while I was in custody for simply raising their voices. Meanwhile, dozens have been killed and injured during peaceful protests. We yet have to have the accountability and the people who gave orders arrested. As FBI fighting brutality and impunity, we demand 1. Abolition of punitive taxation and a fair revenue model focused on economic growth. We demand full recovery of stolen public assets and prosecution of all involved persons without political protection. We demand transparency and accountability in all public spending and procurement. We demand an end to unlawful security directives targeting peaceful protesters and whistleblowers being killed in daylight. Ladies and gentlemen, we demand revision of the Terrorism Act of 2015 that was meant for Al-Shabaab and Al-Shabaab attacks for in this country. We clearly define terrorism and protect the peaceful activists that only need a better living and a better Kenya. We demand living wages for all civil servants and uniformed officers are aligned with the contemporary cost of living in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to demand protection of farmers through fair pricing, subsidies, banning unnecessary imports, and support export for farmers. We demand job creation through a national industrial strategy, focusing on manufacturing, technology, and agriculture, because that is the backbone of a country that wants to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to demand the end to tribalism, nepotism, and impunity in public appointment and governance. We demand adherence to the constitution of this country and the rule of the law as the supreme guide for the leadership of this country. We demand immediate release and dropping of charges against peaceful protesters and compensation for the victims for psychological distortion. We demand independent investigation by IPOA into police brutality and the political orders behind the people who gave those unlawful orders. Let us stop playing gimmicks. We continue to demand reforms in our education sector, education including free education and help debts that hold our people in captive to date. We demand audit and publish of all pending bills publicly so that we can understand as a people where we stand as a country. We also demand to compensate the compensation of our suppliers for payment that has been delayed for many years and in any other way because they do not associate with the current regime. And this case, we want to say, we continue to demand a pass of a prompt payment laws to make sure that we protect the small business owners, investors, pending bills, because pending bills equals economic brutality. Suppliers delivered, you defaulted to pay them. Who are the criminals? That is the question we ask as the FBI. The criminals are you sitting in the offices, sabotaging the country in this manner. To the enemies of the people, we will name and hold them accountable. The individuals giving unlawful orders to our police officers and uniformed people, stealing resources and abusing power in office. If justice won't prosecute you now, then just know time is coming and you'll face the rule of the law. We call for action as FBI. We are not aligned with violence. We do not seek power by force. We seek justice. We seek accountability. We seek freedom. We seek inclusiveness. We seek a responsive government.